it's different now than it ever was. Let's go to the phones. We're going to talk to David. David Lee.
Richie, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, dude?
Oh, nothing.
We're kind of doing an open phone show. David, you're a big John Lennon fan.
Yes.
So let me ask you this question. We don't have a lot of time left. Was John Lennon's political activism, was it John Lennon speaking from the heart, or was it John Lennon taking advantage of the brand John Lennon?
Oh, not at all. He was speaking solely from his heart.
That's what you feel?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your take? You're a political guy. What's your take on the Occupy Wall Street movement?
Well, on the Occupy Wall Street movement, I think that started out as a true grassroots movement with concerned Americans worried about all these bailouts, and all the corporate stuff, and how corporations are controlling our political
system, the whole system.
But now, all these other things like SEIU and all the unions and all these other jerks are involved in that, and they're kind of like hijacking it. And they're turning it into something else.
We had asked the question earlier if it was the one knock against Occupy Wall Street is the fact that there is no clear-cut objectives. My question to my illustrious panel here was that brilliant of them? Because if there was clear-cut objectives, you would only get a group of people who are interested in one thing, and there's so much dissension going on right now. You've got some people that are mad about outsourcing of jobs, some people that are mad about quantitative easing, some people that are mad about the bailouts that already happened, some people that are mad about the Fed and want to end the Fed. So by not having a clear-cut objective, maybe they were able to get a lot more people involved. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they are. By not having a clear-cut objective, they're definitely able to get all these kooks involved. And, I'm not sure I agree with that. I'd rather see it like it started out. Like the guy that was, you posted with the little speech.
The young kid, yeah. No, he was, his objective was ending the Fed, and he was obviously a libertarian. Yeah. And when it first started out, I think there was dissension toward both Democrat and Republican. There was not. It seems like the Democratic Party has tried to put their face on it now, and the Republican Party is taking a hardline stance against it.
Right, and that's because the Democrats are going for it. They're jumping in there, and they hijacked that issue.
Which, once again, though, that in and of itself shows the problems with the two-party system in this country, because just because the Democrats are trying to put their face on it, the Republicans have to take a hardline stance against it.
It's against it, right.
So, it's a shame.
It's just like what Obama told, the CEO of Gibson, send your jobs overseas, and we'll leave you alone.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to talk about that next week because I got to do a bunch of more research on that. But it was actually Department of Justice too. Which, I mean, come on, what does Department of Justice have dictating any type of policy? Your federal police. That's
government, big government is bad, and government should not be involved in our daily lives. It's their job to protect us, and then let us and create an avenue that the public sector can expand and grow and hire. That's where you get the hiring, and that's where you get people to work and people happy in the pursuit of happiness.
So then, I'm assuming that you're backing Ron Paul.
I'm undecided right now. I like Herman Cain.
Yeah,
I like Paul. But I'm.
I gotta go to music news. But David, I do think Herman Cain put his foot in his mouth about this Occupy Wall Street, where he basically came out and said he's one of the dumbest statements I've ever heard. If you're not employed and you're not rich, it's your fault. And I understand what he was trying to say. I think he verbalized it wrong, and that is going to come back and bite him.
He didn't say it. I can't follow everything that everybody says, but if he said that in that way, that's not the correct way to portray that view.
And I don't think that because I think he's a very bright guy too, and I think that what he said is going to be used against him. I mean, it was even on Saturday Night Live last night. They used it as a joke. And he's just gotta watch himself, brother. Thanks for calling in, and we're gonna get you guys in talk about the Fair Trade show real soon. Okay.
Okay, you got it, Rich.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. David Lee Frost.
David Lee Frost, good friend of the show, and as you said, Fair Trade will be at the 12th, coming up soon, November 12th.
Is it November 12th?
It is.
Okay.
To music news, we'll get through some quick music news. 2 quick music news items having to do with football. You're going to have to start finding a new way to invite your rowdy friends over on Monday night.
That's right. And how about that?
Your rowdy friends will now not be invited by Hank Williams. He has been asked, well, he and ESPN have parted ways with the Monday Night Football intro, something that he had been doing for 20 years. He started in 1991. Monday Night Football will no longer have the Hank Williams intro.
Do you know the story on it?
Well, because of what he said.
I'll tell you it real fast if you don't know the story. Jim, you know the story on this?
No,
Hank Williams, he's on. I think he was on Fox and Friends in the morning at like 6:30 in the morning or something, and he was talking. He was referring to a golf game that took place at the White House, and Democrats, high-ranking Democrats, high-ranking Republicans were there playing golf against each other on the same teams, stuff like that. And he thought it was ridiculous, especially now with the country being such a mess. So he said it's like Hitler and Netanyahu getting together, meaning once again, as soon as anybody says the word Hitler, everyone freaks out. Oh my God, he said Hitler. He said Hitler. Which maybe it was in poor taste, but what he was trying to show is first he was trying to make a joke, and he did a poor job of it.
Yeah.
And he was. And to tell you the truth, I don't even know if he did a poor job of it. But he was also trying to show the irony of everything, and the fact that these guys are supposed to be, one of these parties is supposed to be working for us, not playing golf together at the White House.
Yeah.
So.
The other football music news story, Madonna has been signed on to do the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Look at how excited Jim is.
I know.
I'm not excited about this one.
Madonna?
Yeah. I feel like...
I think that Madonna will do an amazing job because she's expected to. And I think it'll probably, I'm going to say it now, it'll probably be one of the most watched halftime shows and probably the best.
I wonder what she's going to wear.
She's already working out.
Kim says
she's working out.
Yeah.
Last year's Black Eyed Peas one was just horrible.
It was awful.
What was it before Black Eyed Peas? Was that Spring?
There was Springsteen.
Was it Springsteen before the Black Eyed Peas?
There was like a 5-year run where they had Prince, Springsteen, U2.
Patty was in there. The Who. Oh, the Who was the one before.
That
before
was
the Black
lame.
Eyed Peas. That was lame. And then it was Springsteen.
But they're out of these artists. Why doesn't Dave do one?
I don't know. I mean, last
Maybe
year,
it's not his
the
thing.
beginning of last season, they did the NFL opening game where they played a concert outside the Saints Stadium in New Orleans, and so they have a relationship with the NFL already. I don't know. I'd be surprised if they don't do one within the next 5 to 6
They're
years.
literally out of classic artists that they can. Can you think of a classic artist that could do it? I mean, Bob Seger, if they want to have Bob Seger do it. And he was rotten in concert. Oh, my God.
At least you can know, instead of getting the flags on top of the field goal post, you can know where the wind's blowing just by the flaps on his arm. You just see where the wind's...
Yeah, they're just running out of people. McCartney did one.
Yeah,
McCartney did one. Yeah, that was the beginning of that long stretch.
That stretch.
It was right after Janet Jackson, after that debacle.
Yeah, they went out and they did McCartney and
U2,
a couple
Prince.
safe bets.
Yeah.
Prince was like the one that was the biggest gamble out of that because,
Yeah, well, you never know what he's up to. Prince was phenomenal, though. And Pouring Rain, remember it was Pouring Rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was phenomenal.
A couple months ago, or a little over a month ago, the story with the Sugarland stage collapse. They are doing a free benefit concert for the victims of that stage collapse. It's going to be in Indianapolis, where it happened on October 28th. It was just under 2 months ago that this happened, but all proceeds from the show are going to go towards that, and all ticket holders from the previous show, their tickets will be accepted at the gates, and so they're doing a free
nice of
show for that.
Wasn't their fault that the stage fell.
It wasn't.
There was like a rash of stage fallings, just like there's a rash of cars driving into buildings in Buffalo here.
Me and Jim were just talking about this before the show. We were taking bets on what we thought, what buildings we thought would be hit next.
Let's start a pool.
I took as my draft pick. I'm saying Mighty Taco. Just for the pure fact, a lot of drunk people go to Mighty Taco. They could be, trying to go through the drive-thru, maybe veer off, hit the gas. You're through the window of Mighty.
I'll tell you what, I could name about 20 different buildings that I would love to see a car go through, but I don't even want to get it. I'm
Tim
serious.
Hortons. I'll take the Tim Hortons.
Yeah, he took Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons would be a good
Yeah.
guess, huh?
That cheeseburger that got hit.
Yeah.
I was like at maybe 2 days before.
Oh, my God.
That's if I go to a cheeseburger, that's the one that.
I've never been there, but I won't go there because I'm
that I
afraid the
go
car's
to.
going to smash through the
Well,
window.
yeah. Now I'm not. I drive past there all the time too because it's right by my girlfriend's house.
Real quickly, we're almost out of time, but Foster the People is the band that you've been talking about?
Yes.
I caught them on Saturday Night Live last night, and they were great. They
Yeah.
were, and it's exactly what you said. Their live performance was considerably better than what I've heard in their recorded performances.
Yeah, I've gotten into them recently. They've sort of gotten a lot of press in the coming week or in the past weeks. Yeah, all the stuff that I've heard live sounds better than it does on the album. So yeah, they were actually just in Buffalo. I wish I could have caught them when they were here, but I hadn't really gotten on the bandwagon.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think that they were great and very interesting. They reminded me a little bit of almost like a Talking Heads type thing.
Yeah, they remind
drummer
me.
set off to the side
Yeah.
in a real unorthodox fashion. And,
Yep.
Interesting. So we've come to the end of another show. Remember, folks, if you heard it on the X.